We did organize this RNETN World Order Conference last year in Mumbai. With Usana's foundation was a partner with Jyot and Gitarth Ganga in that. And I must say that both the organizations are doing an absolutely amazing work.
G20 में वसुधैव कुटुंबकम आ चुका है और अब हम इसके ऊपर एक विश्वास के साथ चर्चा कर सकते हैं.
United Nations has spectacularly failed us.
We need to decolonize our thought processes.
The concept which the Honorable Prime Minister has also put in place and India has to offer to the world is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam.
All policies that have to be adopted for the next world order from the Shastras, from the traditions.
This balance between spiritualism and geopolitics is very essential.
A spiritual sovereign, some of his ideas pertaining to technology or pertaining to the Middle Eastern crisis, they are absolutely enlightening.
Indian family system is being looked at as a model for the world to look after itself in these troubled times.
How can startups play a role in propagating a Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam?
આપણને એક અવસર મળ્યો છે અહીંયા ભારતને વિશ્વગુરુ બનાવવા માટેનો.
If the world has to listen to India, India has to be strong.
This conclave actually tells us the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and how we need to move forward.
We have with us today Dr. Abhinav Pandya. He is a policy analyst specializing in counterterrorism as well as Indian foreign policy. He has a doctoral degree from OP Jindal Global University as a CEO and founder of Usana's Foundation, an India-based think tank on geopolitical and security affairs. He has curated 2 international security and foreign policy conferences. He has also served as an advisor to the Governor of Kashmir. A very warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you very much. You must have seen a screening of the Jyot organization and Gitarth Ganga Research Institute. Any thoughts on the institute, specifically Gitarth Ganga?
So actually, I'm sorry, I couldn't see the screening part, but yes, you know, I have been associated with Jyot and Gitarth Ganga for like last 1.5 years, because we did organize this RNETN World Order Conference last year in Mumbai. With Usana's foundation was a partner with Jyot and Gitarth Ganga in that. I could also attend this G20 event here, and I must say that both the organizations are doing an absolutely amazing work. And you know, the way all these youngsters join here on working voluntarily for this nationalist and for this, you know, this cause of, you know, international relations, that's absolutely inspiring, and definitely, I mean, it's something which I look forward to.
Your takeaways or key takeaways specifically from these 2 sessions on politics and economic world order?
Definitely those 2 sessions were very crucial sessions, you know, and certainly, I mean, we are all at a stage where we are witnessing an old world order crumbling, you know, especially the world order which was defined and led by the Western powers and the Western institutions. The standards, definitions set by the West were governing the world order. And the things, I mean, we can see things happening around us in which, I mean, which indicate that they are crumbling, be it in the form of wars or they are being challenged by the entire Western bloc like China and Russia. Even the new economic forces, the new forces are unleashing, and they are just challenging the old order in the form of BRI or let's say BRICS or many other institutions. So definitely it's a very crucial time to discuss, you know, about the future, because, you know, see, this is certainly going to decline and this will phase out very soon. Maybe the process will not be very smooth, the process will involve a lot of violence, but then the new has to be created. So for that reason, the 2 sessions today, they were very crucial. I think in the first session, you know, we discussed about how Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam can be the guiding philosophy for the new world order, which is very crucial. Sahib ji spoke about the 2 primary concepts, the sovereignty and security. They are really crucial to this, you know, the world community, and certainly in any theory of international relations or any world order, if these 2 things are taken care of, then definitely it is a big guarantee against your all wars and revolts and unrest. In the second session, we dealt with this, the economic order and how Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam can be the basis of that. So Sahib ji, the main takeaway, for me was that definitely we need to give a thought to this idea of the reserve currency, and how this is playing havoc with this international system, and also the weaponization of currency. That is something which was very striking, because this weaponization of currency is the basic cause of this unjust and unequitable world order. order. And lastly, equal representation in the global financial institutions, that's a key, that's something very crucial to the building of the new equitable world economic order. So these are the main takeaways. Thank you.
To add to that, the specific sutra of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, how do you think that India can take this concept to build the future world order? If any other specific thoughts you have on this particular sutra?
Well, I must say, first and foremost, this idea appears in Mahopanishad. This is primarily a conversation between Raja Janak and his disciple Shukdev, who had come to get blessed from him, particularly the teachings of Brahma Gyan and this how to attain salvation and all. So this was spoken in the context of Brahma Vidya, how to attain moksha and salvation, for very abstract kind of things. So whenever we define Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, first of all, we have to keep the context in the mind, because there is a big risk that if we do not keep the context in the mind, this idea may be weaponized, because your adversaries will tell you that, well, your country believes in the ideal of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. For you, everyone with your family, give your territory to us. Okay, so there are very major chances of this whole concept being weaponized. So first of all, I guess we need to define the specifics. This is a broad concept, and if we use it as a theory of international relations, for our thing, then what are the specifics? How do we govern the nation state system with this? Okay, in case if there are errant states, then is there a provision for a preemptive action or a regime change? Certainly there is, because if we go by the idea of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, then that means a kutum is a family, and family has a head. He is not a dictator. He is not someone like who is basically trying to kill his family members, but he is a benevolent patron. Okay, as the head of the family, he is respected. His words are respected, but then he is also feared at the same time. So in the world order based on Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, if the entire world is one family, certainly there will be a one or two mighty state. They will be the leaders of that particular region or that kutum, okay, and their voice will be respected. And if the errant states, if they try to violate the rules of the sovereignty and security, then certainly that leader of the kutum, which is the world, that leader has the right to take decisions. So these specifics need to be worked out. So we need to put in a lot of academic effort, the effort in theorizing this idea and how to implement it. So that's certainly which is very required.
Spiritual sovereign Jainacharya Yugbhushan Suriji and spiritual leaders like him, how do you think that they sort of position themselves in such a concept?